Like Fiona, I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land and their elders past and present, and thank them for the opportunity to speak here tonight on this very serious issue. Because, for obvious reasons, I can't read from notes, I'm not going to be able to give you heaps of statistics, although there will be some very interesting ones that I think you'll hear. I represent the party that put before the Australian Parliament an ETS, and it was rejected, well, it was accepted at first by the Liberal Party and then rejected, and of course rejected by the Greens as well. Notwithstanding that, we've taken a number of steps over the past 3 years to try and increase and include environmental change, not just in the homes of people and in industry, but in the very economic planning of this country. I'm going to briefly give you a very short bit of history and explain why I think it's vital that we bring the Australian people along with us. I remember in the mid-80s hearing Dr. Helen Aldecott at the Myer Music Bowl, and she was telling people not to worry about education for their children because nuclear war was imminent, that Ronald Reagan was crazy, that the sky was going to fall for various reasons, and it's still here. Year after year, people in the general community have been hearing warnings, and so I think we can understand if they feel a little bit sceptical. That's why it's vital that we develop a process that is not elitist, that is an awareness-raising exercise in local communities. The idea of a citizens' assembly takes a community development approach rather than a top-down approach. And you'll note that the very people harumphing so much about the citizens' assembly are the people who purport to be opinion shapers, such as the Canberra Press Gallery and some politicians. I believe a citizens' assembly is a tremendous way that we can act to the immediate and crucial dangers that climate change presents for us. But with the danger of climate change, it also presents to us a great opportunity to refocus national effort, to look at social and environmental ecology and just move the consciousness a little bit forward. I believe it's vital that we take immediate action, and the party has done so and will do so, and we've distributed a very detailed set of answers to the questions you have asked. But in short, our answers are this: 100,000 solar homes, in the past 3 years. Carbon targets of 5% by 2020, and with international accord, 15 to 25% reduction by 2020. We believe that by bringing the community along with us, we are able to demonstrate to people who aren't engaged with these issues why they need to do it. In a citizens' assembly, there will be people who are going to that assembly, reporting back to their local communities and hopefully developing the knowledge base in the general community. For many people in this room, including myself, I'm a lawyer, not a scientist. Much of the client analysis seems very arcane and the province of people who have very specific knowledge about some very detailed subjects. I accept the scientific view, and I have done for a long time. Indeed, in one of my other lives as a songwriter, one of the very first songs I wrote contained the lyrics, "Bushfolk grew weary, bored and constrained by a waning New Eden we once more profaned. In Parliament House the great doors were slammed, so he went to the Franklin where they almost got damned." I didn't blockade in Tasmania. I was involved in a number of other protests about the right and survivability for people with disabilities. But as some people with disabilities are now realising, it's about a social ecology as much as an environmental ecology. It's about applying new precepts and new waves of consciousness to old problems which affect the way people are regarded as resources, usually, or industrial resources, in the same way the environment has been regarded as as a resource. We've got to stop seeing things purely as a resource, but as a growing series of functions, energies and attributes that we must nurture and protect. Our party will be committed over the next 3 years, as you'll read in the submission that we've prepared for you, to increasing these activities, to trying to encourage people on very low incomes to be able to become more environmentally friendly, because as many of you are aware, organic food is basically more expensive. So is being green is very more expensive. And we've been trying to address environmental issues for the very poorest people in our communities. I will end by continuing about what my announcement is here tonight. If I'm elected as the member for Kooyong, I will be holding regular climate forums, which Lighter Footprints will be more than welcome to be involved with, as well as Boroondara Council and any interested members of the community. I'll be reporting to Parliament the results of those forums so we can have our own Citizens' Assembly. I thank you for the opportunity to talk to you tonight, and again, I wish you all the best in the coming months.